Right, so een van die groot probleme is om jou kalwe te kry tot op die standaard, op die grootte wat jy soek, sonder om te veel insette in te sit, maar of net 'n supplement te kan sê as ek dit so hê. Op die einde van die dag wil nog steeds sê hulle moet ekstensief wees, maar jy wil hulle net daai aanvulling gee om seker te maak dat hulle kom tot op die vlak. Saamstaan Voere het vir die oplossing met hulle kalfgroeier. Hier agter my staan Matthew, hy is al die pad in die kalfindustrie en ons gaan 'n bietjie met hom gesels oor wat is die kalfgroeier, hoe help dit en wat beteken dit vir hom om hierdie te kan hê tot sy beskikking. Kom ons luister in. Awesome, Matthew, how are you?
No, very well, thank you.
So, let's talk about you first. Tell me a bit more about yourself. I see there calf concepts on your shirt. Tell me about your business and tell me about what you do for a living.
So what I do is I have taken an idea that the calf industry needed some specialized attention to it. There's a lot of attention in the dairy side of things on the milking cows, and on the beef side of things on your fertility and reproduction and so on. But what we found, particularly in the dairy, is that there's a massive shortage of expertise and focus in the calves. They tend to become a bit of a sort of something on the side that just gets looked at when you've got time. So what we try to do from a calf concepts perspective is bring a whole lot of ideas together and services together. So we look at nutrition, animal health, housing, sort of management systems, and put that all together and try and provide the best service that we can to help your calves grow the way that you need them to grow.
And that's something that you said that's quite true, is it's a lot of maintenance. And you don't always have the time. That's why they always say, oh, once I'm finished, I'll get to that. But in the dairy industry especially, you don't have time. No. You wake up first thing in the morning, you start milking, last thing in the evening, you milk. So tell me a bit more about this calf grower from Saamstaan and how you use it with the farmers that you work with to try and basically help them alleviate that pressure.
Yeah, so you're 100% right. The biggest thing is time. And what we need to do is ensure that that calf, bearing in mind it's the future of your herd, she's got to grow as well as possible with as little influence, negative influence as possible. So what we want is to make sure that she's getting the correct nutrition, her gut's in the correct condition to maximize that nutrition, and then that she stays healthy. One of the biggest sort of health additives, I suppose, from an animal perspective is its gut. If you can keep its gut healthy, a good microbiome, then that calf is going to be healthy. We did find that in the growing side of things, we had a lot of calves growing at sort of various rates, which isn't really what we wanted. Almost all the guys in the dairy, you need to get to a certain weight at a certain age in order to AI. And we needed to try and make sure that we're getting that growth.
Yeah.
What we did find is that there's very little focus on gut health. And as we say, the healthier the gut, the more profitable that animal's going to be.
Yeah. So let's bring it back to the calf grower. So what makes this calf grower from Saamstaan Voere different than any other thing that you can get on the market?
So what we've done at Saamstaan Voere, our big thing has always been that we're not everything for everyone. We're a specific target. We want to farm with the guys who want to be that little bit better. And so there we've put a lot of focus into not only the sort of macro raw materials, into the balance of the diet, which is quite important, but also into additives, minerals and vitamins. So we know that health in those calves will come from that. Your mineral and vitamin balance is crucial. And then what we've done is we've gone over and beyond and looked at different additives that we can put in there, with the blends of essential oils and whatnot to further maximize that growth and the availability of the nutrients within that feed.
And it comes back down to the basic concept of what you put in is what you're going to get out.
That's exactly it. And what we want, ultimately, that calf needs to grow up to produce in the dairy industry milk, or in the beef industry kgs of meat off grass. So we need to, our product gets that calf gut adapted to produce off grass going forward.
And that's the nice thing about this thing especially, is it's a supplement, it's not a feed.
That's exactly it.
And that's where the big difference comes in, is especially in the industry we're in now, you can't just feed anymore. Everything is getting too expensive. So just tell them a bit more about how it works. So let's say you've got your field like at the back there. and you use it as a supplement, so that you have like a ring like you've got there, and it's almost like a supplement feed that they just go to just get that extra boost of protein, vitamins and stuff like that.
So yeah, so what we do obviously is we'd start with a calf starter, which we would go to about 12 weeks, and that's also crucial to getting it going. From then, the grower, what we're actually trying to do is encourage the animals to take in fiber, take in grass, take in maize silage, whatever you've got available, and to grow off that with the 3 kgs, 2 to 3 kgs, depending on the animal. That is the, like you say, the sort of the buffer, the minimum requirement, and then they grow going forward. So, for example, one of the additives that we've got in there, it really encourages uptake of fiber and roughage. So hay bales, grass that's maybe not so good, maize silage, and that also helps the animal to increase the capacity of the rumen, which is important.
Yeah, because basically the more fiber, the more the rumen gets scratched, the more hungry they yeah, basically the whole cycle that just continues going forward. But listen, Matthew, thank you for taking the time to quickly chat with us, and good luck with everything going forward.
No, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for coming through.
So at the end of the day, happy gut, happy cow. So to ensure that you get the growth that you need and basically supplements and not feed, contact Saamstaan Voere. They've got basically specialized solutions for you. Look down in the description below. Contact your nearest agent and make sure that you try and experiment with it. See if it can work for you. That's Farmspace, over and out.